Now, environmental science has a couple very important individuals in its past that we do need to know. Starting out with political figures, looking at Theodore Roosevelt, which was a president in the late 1800s and early 1900s. He was responsible for setting aside national forests, and in 1872 he declared the first national park, which was, hint hint wink wink, Yellowstone. Here's that good-looking fellow right there. The pictures are going to go left to right, so each individual we're talking about, start here, then go on. Gifford Pinchot, appointed by Theodore Roosevelt to be the first head of the U.S. Forestry, hint hint wink wink. And then John Muir, founder of the Sierra Club, and he was the force behind establishing Yosemite and Sequoia National Park. There's John Muir there. Franklin Roosevelt, president during the American Dust Bowl, he enacted the Soil Erosion Act and formed the Soil Conservation Service. John James Audubon, he was an environmental painter, not a writer, hint hint wink wink. Henry David Thoreau, check out that beard. He was the one that wrote Walden Pond, and that was about the harmony between humans and nature. George Perkins Marsh, another great beard. He wrote Man and Nature. Aldo Leopold. Did I skip? No, here's Aldo. He was a biologist who wrote about game management and pushed for taxes on ammo and guns for wildlife. What's MGMT mean? Management. And last but not least, Wallace Stegner. He was another environmental writer. And you all know Rachel Carson, so you had to read her book, Silent Spring. Silent Spring was looking at DDT effects on the environment and how this pesticide, which DDT, pesticide to control for different pests, different insects, was flowing its way through the food chain. So if the insects are sprayed, then the birds were eating the insects, and then an accumulation of DDT in the birds and or could be other species that we might consume were then flowing up the food chain, and DDT was eventually shown to be an endocrine disruptor that had to do with affecting the reproduction and reproductive system and hormones in many animals. A couple important acts. The Antiquity Act. This is where the president can set aside national monuments. That was put up by Theodore Roosevelt. We got Theodore Roosevelt here and John Muir. And what national park do you think they are standing at? That is Yosemite. And also the National Environment Policy Act. And this requires the evaluation of an environmental impact of federal highway constructions and military projects. Quite often when any environmental law or environmental act needs to be enforced, it requires an environmental impact statement, or an EIS. And what an EIS is a statement or document showing why something's a problem. And what is included in this EIS, or environmental impact statement, is the short and long-term effects and adverse environmental effects need to be included. It must be available to the public. The nature of the proposal must be stated. Why is it needed? And alterations to the proposed action. Those are things that need to be included in environmental impact statement, which is given to say why something is a problem. Or to show, not to say, but to show why something is a problem. Earth Day. Which day is Earth Day? April 22nd. Who here goes to Earth Day birthday? Hey. Doesn't really correlate with that, but it does come around that time. The first Earth Day was established in 1970. Since then, there has been 11 national parks that have been established.